Yes, yes, we are live. Well, it's a little bit later than I thought. Today, guys, it's Thursday night, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. But I wanted to come out and just address a couple of things that's been going on. And just want to share with you some thoughts, and I hope that they would be helpful. And the topic of the video, or the name I put, is, does sugarcoating advice or insight really helps? Like, what is the point of going somewhere, pay money, and instead of get real help and realize, what issue you have, instead of that, a lot of us, want actually to hear something that we want to hear, instead of actually dealing with what's going on and being able to fix things. And I just want to share with you guys about this. I really believe that self development and relationships are tied together. They are, like hand in hand together. And those things that we do not realize about ourselves, the blind spots, these are the things that owe us. Those are the things that really owe us. Sometimes we have problems or issues that, hey Lance, hey everybody. So sometimes we have problems or issues that totally owe us, but we cannot see them. But when we go to an advisor, a therapist, or any kind of coach, they can point those things out. And this is where it gets awesome, because we can actually do something about it when we know what is the problem. I got some actually feedback in the last couple of weeks that I'm very harsh, and that I don't know sometimes what I'm talking about. Um, but the problem is, I do know when I am I come out strong. It's because I do know. It doesn't mean that you have to take it, or if you want to keep trying doing these things and not working out, you can. I mean, you can do them, but I get paid the same amount of money, regardless, of a difficulty of a situation. And it's actually in my interest to make people coming back to me. But when you love what you do, you want people to actually achieve what they want to achieve, and therefore um, you want to make sure that they're on the right track. Doesn't make sense? So somebody told me that, oh my gosh, and I actually apologized. One of my subscribers actually told me that, you really hurt my feelings with giving me this harsh of a feedback. And I actually apologized at first. And, I my goal wasn't to hurt his feelings, but in the end, I was right. In the end. And it's actually, it's not even about being right or wrong. And it's not about being, having, feel like you have that power. I just think that if you have somebody who can tell you like it is, like Dean just saying, hey guys, hey everybody, if you have somebody who can tell you what your issue really is, like what you're really struggling with, um, that person, excuse me, is gold. Is really gold. In my own life, there was not. Thank you. In my own life, it was not the people that sugarcoated things, but the people who cared or saw something that needed to be fixed, not just the symptoms, but the core, the core issues. And they were very harsh. I'm with you on this, guys. I hate hearing the truth too sometimes. It sucks. It hurts. And but if you want to change your life, and you know things have not been working out, the way you want them, right? Whatever part of life that is. We're talking about relationships, and I help guys to understand the Slavic culture, but we also, working on other things. And just like everybody else, I totally understand you. One thing I've noticed that we get really hurt by the person that tell us the truth, but it hurts because they tell us the truth. If that would not be the truth, you might think about it for a minute. It's not true. Like, for example, when you're confident about something, when you're totally confident about something, you would not even worry. Or if somebody totally lied to you, you're like, okay, and you would move on. But when somebody tells you something and it hurts, and when all doors are closed, you realize, yeah, that's my blind spot. You have a great chance to you have a great chance to change it. So that's the power of it. Oh, Lance. Oh my gosh, Lance, thank you so much. I'm getting a super chat from Lance. Lance, thank you. We had not had the last night VIP. I realized guys were very busy with getting ready for the trip. Some people had plans. And so I've decided to make it next week. And I know you said every Wednesday you're busy. So we're going to see what we could do, to have you on one of our calls. We might have a call on Saturday, one of those days. So maybe you can join us on one of the Saturdays. But, you're definitely welcome. And we're going to have another call. We're going to have another call next week, again on Wednesday. So we will figure this out. I did see your email, but you had not missed out on a call because we didn't have one yesterday. I also want to bring some new people. I want to bring some fresh faces and some something new. So that's gonna be fun. Another thing, guys, I know you missed some of my regular videos. I'm gonna have more of my blog videos coming back. But what do you think if I keep two formats? I really like to have this format because we can exchange. I feel like it's not just a monologue. I feel like it's an exchange, and it's a dialogue. I like it that way. So I really like having the feedback and see you guys live. Lance, don't worry if we don't have, if you're working on Wednesdays, we're probably gonna have some kind of hangout or some kind of club meeting on another day. So I will invite you, and guys, if somebody wants to, join one of our calls, we're gonna have one next Wednesday at 7 p.m. I love the dialogue too, guys. I absolutely love it. I will still do my short videos with some points, so that would be just covering some topic. But I absolutely love having an interaction, because imagine this: you talking to a screen. Yes, I can feel my subscribers now. I met many people, but thank you, Dean. Dean is saying I'm new here, but it's great. Exchanges are always better. Thank you so much. So I will definitely keep up the live videos. It's a new thing. I have not been doing them here before, and it's great to have this opportunity, um, and that kind of also helps, can help the things really flow, and so I can really connect with you guys. So, and feel free to request some more topics. I have a lot coming, and you guys know we're planning the trip in July, so I will try to do the live videos, maybe shorter ones because we're gonna be real busy, but we'll try to do the some more videos for you. So let's go back to the topic. We talked about the truth, and I really think that um, that thing, that change that we resist the most, is a change that will bring the most growth to our life. And once again, the things that we don't realize about ourselves, the things that we kind of in denial, that things owes us. So if you want to have help, when you come for help, don't ask for, you know don't ask people to baby you. So I mean, there is no point of it. If you come to the doctor, and like, you have cancer, somebody has cancer, and the doctor say, "Oh, you're fine. You're doing great," and then, next thing you know, you are about to die. So it's not gonna help. Yeah. So, and guys, once again, by the way, I'm not a therapist. I'm just coaching people for so they can be successful. And we talked about the websites, this week. I have many people that have just stuck in their life. That's a difference. If you just like to be single and you want to have fun, that's different than when you have a goal and like you want to do certain things and you just looking for the love in all the wrong places. um I actually had pretty successful sessions this week because um, people just realize some things during the calls, and sometimes I see things that I don't need to know the details. I already see what it is, and people get offended because they say, "Well, you can't know this." In that particular situation, I have people who've been writing back and forth on a dating websites, and then they meet in real life and maybe see each other for a week, and they think that they have real feelings for a person. Yeah, there could be some feelings, of course. There could be attraction. There could be, infatuation, but this is not love. And I said this before. When you claim that you love a woman, you know that woman, you can feel that woman, you know what she dreams about, and she knows the same about you. A lot of times there is this one-sided things, you know when somebody tells you, "Oh, I have such a great connection with you." Like, I have this happen to me. When people, writing me and telling me that they have great connection with me, but I've never talked to them. And yeah, I mean, and I'm looking at this. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, and this is mistakes that people do in a relationship very often. Because they lie to themselves. They think that they have connection with somebody, but that person doesn't even know, never even talk to them, and it's really one-sided. So sometimes you need some critical thinking, right? So it's not for everybody, but I get real bored when I need to lie. Uh, i don't i don't i feel out of place, and it gets really boring. So, all right, enough of that, guys. I just want to say, there is certain way, in certain style, I do my thing. It's not for everybody, and if you want to hear the sweet things, that's not going to be me. Also, I love the sweet things when is it time for them. I have nothing against the encouraging things, the motivational things, the uplifted things, but I just don't want to see the person dig the bigger hole. When you say, that saying where how they say this, if you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. So, all right, let me cover some of the topics, maybe something interesting for today. Let's see. Well, I would just say this: some of you guys are struggling because you're confused in those maybe online communications or relationship, and it's just not flowing so well. Um, so one of the things that always helped me, and really helped me in the last couple of years, is the realization that in reality you you want to play with people, to play with people, to engage with people, to make friends with people who want to play with you, as simple as it is. Sometimes we're trying to force things, we're trying to convince people in our value, and we're trying to get validation from people. And it's really a way to nowhere, because you put yourself in such a vulnerable position. The person that that naturally gets along with you uh does not need all of that. They just want an interaction, and they are just as interested as you are. They are excited to share time with you. They're excited to have experiences with you. And you don't need, like, every step should not be a battle. I'm just answering, the letters that I'm having, and the concerns and I totally get this, guys. I totally understand. There were times in life when I maybe wanted to be friend with somebody, like it's been a while ago, but still. And then I realized that you will never be good enough for the person that's not appreciating to begin with. You need to prove nothing to a person that see the value in you. In fact, when people really when people really have positive outlook on you, when people are connected with you, they see your value, they see so much potential in you that sometimes you do not see. But going back to the, like, a dating or relationship thing, once again, when something doesn't work out, you can't force it, and there is no point of it. It's a lot more fun to engage with people who want to engage with you. As simple as that. And I was talking with a client, and he might be even listening right now. We actually get along really well. We're very similar in our approach. And while we were talking, he realized that all of his significant relationships in his life, he had several, he didn't have to push or force. They just were naturally flowing like rivers into each other. And, they were real. So even with international dating, you gotta use a common sense. If the person show cold, they're cold, they not responding, and they ignoring you. I mean, you can spend uh so much time to try to convince them, or you can turn around and say, hey, who wants to have who wants to play with me, like, who wants to go out with me, who wants to connect with me. Because it's just such a waste of time, and it's not a fun game when it's one-sided. So, all right, I'm gonna give you guys a break and read some comments. All right. Lance is saying, Veronica. Oh, thank you, Lance. Um, I am happy if I could be a breath of fresh air. That is so sweet of you to say. Thank you. I have a question. Why I'm not working with Kazakhstani women? I'm actually working with some women right now. I actually have a few, first in my entire life, few female clients. So anybody who wants to reach out to me, it's consultveronica@gmail.com. I'm gonna post it under the video. I have a website too, and I'm gonna post the information under the video. It's gonna be in a pin post. Um, in a pin post. So let's see. Guys, I'm so tired today. This is why I'm so late. You wanna say hi? Come here. We have a guest. And you need to go to bed. You have a last day of you.
Hey dudes, how's it going?
What are you excited about, buddy? What's happening in your world?
That's gonna be the last day of school, and I'm so excited to get out of my labor. So that's good.
All right, buddy. Okay, grab your book, okay? Yeah, there is a lot of excitement here because tomorrow is the last day of school here in our in our district. So, all right. So, guys, let's see. I made some notes. I have so many topics I want to cover, guys, that came up for me. Hey, hey, Rob, thanks. Thank you. I'm getting a little super chat from Rob. Thank you so much. Oh, Rob is asking my son where he wants to go for vacation. Ruslan, where you want to go for vacation?
France.
France. So, guys, I'm gonna have to do some more work here to make your dreams come true, buddy.
Vive la France.
Yes. Well, we're not going to Florida or Texas. We are going to Ukraine in July, and we're possibly gonna go some more um, places in Europe if you know the with a God will and our capabilities. I Hopefully things will go well, and we can go. We're planning to go some other places in Eastern Europe this summer. It's gonna be a long trip, so I'm gonna be out for almost 2 months, maybe month and a half. We'll see. Definitely excited about that, and still gonna be doing the things. Still gonna be doing the videos. I'll tell you this. Let's see. It's Tracy. Tracy is saying I was going to go to Ukraine in July, but now it's looking like August. Do you have suggestions for romantic activities? You know, all activities over there are romantic. Let me tell you, this one thing I miss about Ukraine is just enjoying the beautiful. Oh, damn, what I'm doing. The beautiful places to go out. So watch my live videos, Tracy, and you will see a lot of ideas to go explore, go on a dates, nights. So, absolutely, a lot of places for all the taste, anything from outdoors to inside, to like nice restaurants. I absolutely love it. I never knew that I'm so European, like in my bones. I love the everything. It's funny because um, even in my daily life, I like the fine china sets. I like the making the real tea. Like I like the Ruslanчик, please stop. Um, you got Русланчик, время читать. Хорошо? Я сейчас приду. Um, Still having the same um taste for things, and it's just nice when you go in Ukraine to a restaurant and you have like nice fine china to drink your tea with, and I don't know, just love. I've never learned how to drink from these foam cups. I hate foam cups. I hate these like big things that they're really big in size but they don't taste like anything. And I know I sound critical, guys, but that's I'm just saying. If you want to enjoy the quality time, quality drinks, just romantic atmospheres, you can do it. And there are so many wonderful outside places, that you don't need to have a lot of money to be outside. You know what? He probably would like to see New York. I sent him reading because it's his reading time. Actually, it's beyond his reading time. Um, oh my God, it's 10:35. Okay. Um, but it's the last day of school tomorrow. We actually, Ron, right? New York is on our list. and my son gonna be guiding in Ukraine, guys. By the way, those guys that going with me, you have a guide. So Ruslan is learning some stuff, and he's gonna be telling you a little bit about history. And he had been to Ukraine last year, so he's gonna be in charge of some of you. So, all right, it's good to be catching up with you guys. I just wanted to come out and interact with you, but I will be posting some videos covering particular topics. Um, it's just so much going on right now that sometimes I want to do a live video, but I'm out of energy because I had a really long day. So, any more questions, concerns? All right, guys. I will make a video about the courtship soon because I know you guys need some help. Um, I wanna finish with this. There are moments, guys, that my advice is not gonna help you. My relationship inside. That is when you're talking to fake people. The advice and insight I give on this channel, it is for communicating and dating real women who are emotionally available, that actually want to have a relationship, that looking for companionship, that looking for a partner, and that are interested in you. So my advice is not gonna work for you. It doesn't make any sense for me to even go over certain things when you're talking to fake people, when you're talking to people that is their job, like they are professional daters. So their job is basically uh, to spend as much time with you, to like hold you on a string, on as much, I don't know, as much as possible, and that's all they want. They're not interested in you. So I can define that for you, but it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter how your relationship have been going. The details don't matter so much because first of all, it's not a relationship, and secondly, um, it doesn't make sense to pursue something when it's not really there. And some women are emotionally unavailable, just like men, because they just not interested in real connection. They just want to spend some time, to kind of you know let's say on a job, like it's a professional thing. They just want to you know they just want to take your time and see what they can what they can get away with. So this is when my advice does not help, because my advice or my insight talks about real people that are kind of exploring and on the same page and interested in real connections, regardless of, where you're from and so forth. They're not interested in you because they want you to do things for them. They're interested because they have a long-term picture, like they have a vision. So, but I'm too tired today, guys, to go into depths of things. I I think it's getting late. I really want to make a life in a daylight because I hate when my face looks yellow. By the way, I have a sunburn, but you can't see it. Thank you, the monk. Okay, let's see what's going on. Bye, Lance. Have a good night. Yeah, I have like a little bit of a sunburn. It means that we have spring actually here. Um, I have some great comment here. GB Peter is saying, Let's see where it is. My wife acts like she has never left Ukraine. She argues with her mother on Skype about Ukrainian current events and things going on over there. I wish she would take more interest in life here. She will with time. How many how long is she been in US? That's been the same with me. You know, it takes you a while to adjust to life here. And the first couple years you still live there. You like seriously, you still the first 3 years you still, oh, she's 10 years here. Okay. Well, I guess if that's the biggest problem, you are doing really well. You know, if you guys are doing great, but she just not into politics. You know, my husband was very much into politics. So I was into politics in Ukraine. Some of you guys don't know this, but I have a degree in political science. I studied international relationships back in Ukraine in a college. So, guys, listen, international relationships, right? But that was not interpersonal. That was more of relationships, you know, political, economical, diplomatic ones. But it's funny because I feel like I'm doing different kind of international relationships right now. Not all people are adjusting to American politics, and let me tell you, in some ways, I'm very disappointed because I saw that things in the U.S. were different in terms of people were getting along a lot better, and then some, you know, it really depends. But what I'm learning is that politics are dirty and everywhere, regardless of my political beliefs. I totally understand that there is not a clean slate anywhere, and some people just prefer to not be engaged. I'm trying to stay away because I have a lot of passion. I'm trying to stay away from political conversations because I can just get on fire and bad things happen. So, and I'm trying to think about what I can do in this life to make my life better because I can't. Um, I mean, you gotta be aware of things, and you need to. I mean, it's nice to have your opinion. Um, right. Tracy, what do you mean by that? Political science degree in US makes you qualified to run a McDonald's. Well, I hate McDonald's. I would never run it, but this is hilarious. No, you know, guys, you know what's interesting? If I would have a goal to own a business like a franchise, I don't know if that make any sense, but I would never run a McDonald's even if I could make millions of dollars because I just absolutely hate what it does to people. Like, you know, it's I just absolutely hate. You know, one thing you will notice when you be in Ukraine, that very few people are overweight. We have people that are heavier. We have overweight people too, but the percentage, the ratio of people, if you've never been to Ukraine, you will be shocked. You know, so and it's you know it's all together. So, um, yeah, it's kind of yeah. In Chuck is saying that a lot of people have degrees. Yeah, a lot of people have degrees. Like a lot of my friends have several degrees. You know, I don't I really believe my dad when I was growing up installed a strong belief in me about self-education, and he always told me that if I want to be average I need to finish the do the school stuff. And I mean I did a lot of schooling back in time, but one thing that I'll be forever grateful to my dad is that he kind of taught me that every day you need to learn. When you don't learn, you die. And you were meant to be learning and improving every day. My dad is actually older. He had me very late. He's like almost 80 years, not almost, he's 80 years old now. He reads every day. He doesn't make himself. He reads, he has big passion for history and literature. But more than that, he just taught me that even sometimes education and degrees does not mean anything if you not going into depths and you spend always extra time, always go extra mile to really like dive in into depths of things. So I love, my favorite thing in the world is self education, because I think it's something that you do all your life. You don't just, you don't just quit. Okay, I have my degree, so I'm good to go. No, it's like it's a continuous process, like we eat and sleep every day. When you educate yourself and you invest in yourself, amazing things happen. And now we have more possibility with than ever, because there are online things, there are events. I mean, there is so much. There are books. Like, I listen to audio on my phone sometimes. I absolutely love it. It makes life so much fun. Somebody says that, let's see. Event Horizon is saying my wife does not believe in education because she can't get a career started using it. Well, I don't know what your situation is, but there is always a way. Um, there's always a way. We always have talents that are just buried there and not used. But I don't know what your situation is. But I would say, life is so short. And when we use limitations and saying, well, I wish I couldn't, like, whatever, you gotta find what you want to do and find a way of doing it. I just want to say I had a lot of self doubt before. You guys know that I have, some of you know that I have online business, and I sell like retro fashion, fur, and so forth for women. I love doing that. That's my passion for old Hollywood came out right there. I like doing these things, but my real passion is people. And I was a lot of self doubt, because I went through very hard times here. My life definitely was not a clean slate. I went through uh, a lot of painful stuff, but then colors starting to get brighter and things start to open up, and I felt like I want to share things with the world. And then I realized that there is a skill that I have, and it could help some people to understand each other better, especially if they're from different cultures. So and I've decided to just do it. And I had people that laugh at me, when I started doing this. And um you just gotta go. Yeah, self-doubt, show her some inspirational examples, talk to her. I can understand your wife. You know what? You know why? Because when you come to US, everything you knew, everything you were comfortable with when you were in your country, that is all gone. Like, I was successful in something in Ukraine. I was doing really well for Ukrainian standard, and here I'm here. 10 years ago, back to 5 years old, not knowing how to get around, not knowing how to drive, not understanding anything. Like, I remember asking my husband, back in time, how to use credit card. I'm like, how do I use credit card? I didn't know, because I always get cash in envelope under the table when I was working. I didn't know what PayPal is. I didn't know that people shopped online, and you can actually, my it's funny because my husband was buying things online, and I was like, I wonder if I could sell things online. I just had this idea, but our differences were that um, he was the total opposite of entrepreneur. So it's not that somebody didn't want to support me, but some people just can't support you at your ideas because they don't know and they're full of self doubt. They can't give you what they don't have. So I totally understand this, but I'm glad that it didn't stop me to pursue and find opportunities, and things like that. So you just learn, you explore, and if your wife have self doubts, maybe you should introduce her to people that doing what she wants to do, and she will realize that these people did not necessarily have it all ready for them. But just to defend her, guys, I want you to tell you it's very difficult. When you come at first, it depends on the age, of course, when you come, but when you come at first, you feel that as if all of your knowledge, all of your expertise, like it's back to zero. And then most people have a language barrier, and most people need to take bunch of prerequisites and courses, and it feels like it never ends. And then one thing, guys, I want to tell you about Russian and Ukrainian people: we are extremely self-critical. That's a part of our culture. You can meet a person that is very talented, and they will immediately deny this, and they will find 25 things that they need to improve, and they're gonna beat themselves up. They can be the best expert, or they can have a skill that they can start with that will be helpful for so many people, but yet they think that they're not good enough. And Tanya is here. Tanya, привет. I just wanna, I don't know if you can, if you're still here, but I just want to say, do you agree that our women, not only women but people, they would have the most incredible talents, and they would always diminish it and criticize it, and would not do it because they think that uh, they're not perfect. Yes, 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 Tanya, yes. And I was the same thing. I never thought, that I will do things that I ended up doing. And all it takes is make a peace with imperfections. Yes, you're gonna have an accent, you're gonna make mistakes. If you on an entrepreneurial journey like me, then you're gonna have trial and error. I've never thought that, um, you know, I was so critical, about my just anything. I'm kind of like a recovered critic. I was critical about every single thing. And then I realized it's not a way to live life. Yeah, and Tanya's saying I was like that too. Same here, King Nero saying. But you guys have a lot more positive start and take advantage of it. In our school, um, our teachers were beating up confidence out of us. Yet I am no more a perfectionist. I realize it's things that hold me back from everything. Um, so, but we have those moments. Still, I hear you, Tanya, on that. Hey, Stanton, King Nero, good to see you. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful new member and supporter. I appreciate you deeply. And thank you for sharing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything. I appreciate your support, and I appreciate guys, I appreciate the stories that you share with me. It make me feel like you trust me, and you feel like you can open your heart, and that it's a safe place. That means a lot to me. So just want you to know that, and I appreciate the continuous support that's been going on. Just all the great feedback. JB is saying, my wife complains all the time. I could be wearing the best Armani suit and she will find something wrong with it. Oh no. Okay, and you married for 10 years. Well, that's a little strange. Okay, I'm gonna make a confession. That was me too. Uh, some years ago, we grew up in this culture. I don't know, Tanya, about you. I actually want to ask Tanya. Tanya, had your parents ever complimented you, like, on things? My parents would give me um, very little praise. It was not a thing to give praise. No, no, Tanya says no. My parents never complimented me too. In fact, I want to make a separate video on affection and post USSR countries. You know, our parents were, I mean, it depends. It depends, but so what will I give to another person? If my parents, like when I grew up as a little girl, never compliment me, I think my dad told me that I'm pretty maybe once, and it was by accident because somebody else was complimenting me when we were on a vacation. I was like 17 years old, but it also was negative. Like he put it in a negative perspective. And I love my dad, but so when I'm in the as a kid, you kind of absorb these things. You have no idea you have them. So criticism, guys, it's one of biggest downsides of our culture. I've learned to better, and I realize I don't enjoy um I realize that I really love seeing the best in people. That I realize that that program that was recorded, I don't like it, I don't enjoy it. And it's a lot more fun to be to appreciate people. But um I used to criticize my partner, and I look at this now and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I was doing this. You also know, guys, this we believe in negative motivation in post USSR. So if we tell you something negative, you will improve it. When I was studying in school, our teachers would use negative motivation, like they would think that this will get you going better next time. And sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. But I realize, reflecting on my personal situations, that I was absolutely wrong when I criticized some things. I should notice the positive. And that is my philosophy right now. I always focus on the positive. When there is negative, sometimes you do need to dive into it. But I really think it's so important to appreciate the beautiful things of the people around us. I really love positive. I realize I've discovered it and I thrive on it. I love when things are, I love seeing the beauty. That's just, that just makes so much difference. And I raised my son. I'm so lucky that I fixed my head. Guys, just want to share with you this. So lucky that I fixed my head right on time. Right before my son started to form. So I raised him in a positive upbringing. I always noticed good stuff, and I just enjoying it so much, and it heals all the wounds. And I'm so glad to see his confidence and his strong spirit, and it's just awesome. So I take it as a compensation. And I just want to tell you guys, if you have these things with your wife, maybe you should have a conversation. Maybe you should go to a therapist, or some kind of professional help, because I wasn't a bad person inside of me. That's just how we were taught to express things. When things are good, we keep quiet. When you're doing something wrong, we call you up on this. But that is really an old mentality, and most people are getting rid of that right now. So if you still have hope, if you still have some feelings, if you still have connection, try to go to a local counselor and just see what you can do. There is nothing wrong with trying to make your relationship better. So Yeah, Tanya. Tanya, my psychoanalyst today. I totally agree with you. That is so true what Tanya is saying right now. She said if you can't control your life or life around you, you start picking on your husband's suit. Yeah, that's so true. Uh, all right. Stanton is saying internalize. Let's see. It's going so fast. Internalized anger leads depression. Yes, you want to get things out. I 100% agree with that. When things are like, also in my situation, it was like I would have things out and my husband would hold everything in. And it was very hard. Like, I'm the kind of person I blow up about something, especially not so much now, but before I would blow up. But then in 10 minutes, I forgot all about it. I don't even remember. I want to move on. I want to enjoy the day. With him, it was the other way around. Like, he would get mad about something, not tell me a word, and then hold resentment for the longest time. And it just wasn't working out. And um, you gotta, when you want to make things better, you gotta find a way. So we all have that capacity inside of us to be better and to discover real selves. And sometimes we have to go through like loss and pain to actually discover our true selves. The discovers that no, I'm not the person who likes criticizing. I'm the person that likes to appreciate. I'm the person that appreciate first. um I'm the person that's seeing the positive. We all capable of this. And I totally agree with Stanton, King Nero. We gotta get the anger, the frustration, the pain can kill you inside, can eat you within. Uh, all kinds of things can happen if you don't take it out. Whatever you do, you have to take your emotions out, then you will be healthy and emotionally and physically. Tanya is saying, wisdom comes with age and experience. But Tanya, sometimes age comes on its own. Помнишь это выражение? Иногда возраст приходит один. Я очень часто вижу, что часто возраст приходит просто один. I'm saying that we have this famous expression in Russian language that wisdom comes with age, but we have this joke that sometimes age shows up on its own, meaning that people don't learn. They get old, but they never got mature, they never got to a next level. So I would like to finish with this. Don't beat yourself up for your mistakes. Don't let that eat you. You needed to have those experiences to see who you really are, to really explore, things that you didn't even know about yourself. You can see that all these great people, that we know that are maybe world known speakers or entrepreneurs or whatever, they all, most of them had very humble beginnings. Most of them got hurt, got left, didn't have that maybe great of start or personality issues. Some of them, it was a mess, but they decided to keep going and they discovered the diamonds. Sometimes you have to die. I just had the conversation with last weekend that I really enjoyed, and we talked about how sometimes you need to die to be born again. You have to go through hell to come to paradise. And I think those mistakes, so called, and painful things and painful experiences, in some ways, it's the best thing that ever happened to you. I know how weird it sounds, but I look at life and experiences of my friends and people I consult and my own. Those, you know, the best parts of you were made in the dark. When all doors are closed and you're on the floor and there is nobody to hold your hand and there is nobody to feel sorry for you. This is a time where you can actually grow, and you can grow over your little self. And that's exactly what happened to me. And I'm forever grateful for the challenges I had. I've never thought I will ever say this, but yes. And I know some of you guys are going through difficult times now, and you need to give yourself another chance. Another chance to reestablish yourself, another chance to love yourself, another chance of getting to know yourself. What did I just do? Guys, thank you so much for coming. I want to wish you a wonderful night, a good night of sleep. Um, I will be doing more live videos. We're gonna Today I just didn't feel like talking too much about dating because I'm tired. But I want to say how much I appreciate you. I appreciate your trust. I appreciate you coming out. And feel free to write more ideas and things you would like to hear about in my live videos. And once again, I'm considering to get my regular recorded videos back as well, so we can have a short versions of things. But I get so much response for my live videos that I feel a lot more energy when I'm talking and it's a dialogue. I love that. Thank you, fanatics. Thank you, GB, John. Good night, guys. You are welcome. By the way, Event Horizon, if you need my help, let me know. Anybody who, just write me a letter and I can tell you whether I can help you or not. Maybe I could recommend you somebody, but don't give up. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night and restful and a beautiful morning tomorrow. I will see you soon, as usually, from Michigan with love.